New bag. Got a new bag for all the equipment. Turned up yesterday. Very snazzy indeed. Before we get into this vlog, some of the observant among you would have noticed that I put yesterday's vlog as number 3. It was actually number 4. So I've done 4 vlogs and I've got it wrong 25% of the time. So this is boding well for the future. So I'm going to try and make a regular thing on Sundays of doing Q&A Sunday. I asked a while back for Q&A. I don't get many questions, so if you've got any questions, just comment on this video and I can answer them next week. But I get asked a few questions every now and then, so I thought I might do my first Q&A and answer those important questions that everybody wants answered. So I'm going to go and grab a coffee and then we'll sit down and let's do a Q&A. Lovely cup of coffee, this one. Right, so I asked on my community page on Facebook, on YouTube even, community page on YouTube, to ask me some questions. This was 3 weeks ago, just never got round to it. One of the questions I got asked was by Aidan Judd. If you could do the 14 club challenge on any par 3, what would it be? I think the most difficult par 3 challenge would have to be, is it the Island Green at Sawgrass? That would just be impossible to do anything on. You'd never get anything but the iron you want there because it wouldn't stop. But I'd like to do one on, is it the 16th at the stadium course, where you know it's all surrounded by fans and stuff. That would just be an absolutely epic experience to do a 14 club challenge in front of all those thousands of fans. Wayno asked, did you do a follow-up test on the Garmin G80 yet, Lee? I've not done that test yet because I want to put it up against Skytrack. I've done Skytrack against GC Quad, so I'm going to put that up against GC Quad. And a lot of comments on that video were, yeah, but you've not tested it a foot away from the actual G80 itself because they're saying I was too close. But I like to test things in accordance with the instructions. The instructions said within 1 foot. So within 1 foot is that to me. So I tested it close. If the actual advice is to be 1 foot away from the device, then the instructions should say that, in my opinion. Another question from YouTube was from Paul Nicholson. Do you feel you've outgrown small YouTube channels now? All you post about is Dan Hendrickson. I don't think I've outgrown anything, because what defines big and small is the way to look at it. I'm just me. I'm not going to change being me because I've worked with someone with 20,000 subscribers or if I've worked with someone with 20 subscribers. I think some YouTubers, even more so in the golf industry, they get a little bit above their station and they forget where they've come from. If you look in the grand scheme of YouTube, let's say Rick, for example, with 850,000 subscribers, is a complete drop in the ocean compared to other YouTubers. You know, some people have 30 million, PewDiePie's got over 100 million. 800,000 in the grand scheme of YouTube is nothing. So he could possibly class himself up as a small YouTuber in comparison to the other YouTubers. But no, I'm going to completely be me. If I've got nearly 2,000 now or 200,000, I'll still speak to the same people. I'll still work with whoever wants to work with me, if I can. You know, if my diary and my schedule allows it. But at the minute, I'm not even remotely busy. I just think people can forget where they've come from and forget the people who got them to that stage in the first place all too quickly. And it's something I don't want to do. And a question, moving on, that I get asked a lot, and which will be the subject of today's vlog, is why did I start YouTube? So That's what I'm going to tell you all about today, but it will be a life story. So basically, this story starts in 1999. I was 16 years old. I'd just left school and I'd got a job working in a shoe shop. My family is predominantly military. My dad was in the Navy, my granddad was in the Army, so the Navy seemed like the logical step for me to go into. So at 16, I made the decision I was going to join the Navy, and on the 9th of May 1999, my mum and my dad dropped me off at Portsmouth and Southsea Station for 8 weeks away. The first time I'd ever been away from home, really. 8 weeks away to join the Navy and go to HMS Raleigh. And then 8 weeks later, I passed out of Raleigh. I was a fully fledged naval person, and I went to start my trade training in Portsmouth at HMS Sultan as an aircraft engineer, which was something I'd always wanted to do, always been into aircraft, always been excited to be around aircraft, wanted to be a pilot but was scared of heights, and I wasn't academically clever enough for that. But in 2004, I married my first wife, which was Nikki. I was 21 years old when I got married the first time. And then in 2007, these two little beauties came along. And that pretty much changed my life, to be perfectly honest. And they're now 13 years old. So we fast forward to 2015 and I married Victoria. Then for 3 years, we lived in Navy houses. I continued my career. She was in the Navy, then she left the Navy. And then in 2018, I got medically discharged from the Navy because of arthritis in my neck. And that was the big change for me. That was a change of, now what do I do? So I had the vape company, had a vape shop in Plymouth, so I worked in there. I just found myself increasingly bored, and I was just bored of everything. I needed a purpose in life. I didn't have a purpose in life, apart from, obviously I've got family, wife, kids and stuff. That was my purpose in life, but I needed a personal purpose in life, a personal thing, personal goal, just something to get away from the everyday life. And golf was that thing. Enjoyed playing it. I'd played it for years, was crap at it, probably still am crap at it. And I needed something within golf to get my teeth into. I started watching YouTube videos. I started watching Rick, Pete, Liam, watched them all. And then I was like, why can't I do that? And that was the moment I started my YouTube channel. And that was in January 2019. So the first video I did went live in January. What's today's lunch?
Ham sandwiches.
What did you have yesterday?
Ham and egg mayonnaise baguette.
Oh, okay. What about the day before? What do we have?
I like ham sandwiches.
then pretty much since then, I've kind of dedicated a little bit of my life to YouTube. I've bought as best equipment I could possibly buy, camcorders, microphones, cameras. But I think the main thing I've got from YouTube is the meeting people like the combat golfer, Andy the average golfer, speaking to people on Twitter that I would never have spoken to before, meeting people through the shop, my shop, Lee Whitaker Golf in Plymouth, like Ed who came down for fitting, and other people, loads of people who've come down for fitting, working with companies like Orca in Callaway. You know, this would never have happened had I never decided to do YouTube. Cooking again?
Yeah, because I'm the only one that cooks.
I cooked on the barbecue the other day.
We're having roast pork.
Yeah, pork again. Pork and ham and pork.
Trying to get really good crackling out of it.
So what are you putting on top?
Olive oil.
Yeah.
Mixed with a little bit of honey. And then coarse sea salt.
So yeah, basically that's why I started YouTube, for something to do to cure the boredom. But it was probably one of my good decisions. Got a business out of it, met loads of great people, and learnt a new skill in video editing, filmmaking, cinematography, all that kind of thing. Not great at it, but you know, we are learning as we go along. So I think my dinner's nearly ready, so I'm going to go and have my dinner and leave this vlog there. There's a finished product, babes. Look at that.
That is crackling.
Very nice.